I just want to give a quick introduction. I'm a non-plays VT, right now currently peaked at Celestial 3, and the meta currently that has been ruining Marvel Rivals is triple support. And putting way too many hours that I would like to admit onto the game, I have found a way to counter and deal with triple support. But first, so what is triple support meta? It's a comp that consists of having 1 tank, 2 DPSs, and the 3 supports usually are Luna, Mantis, Cloak and Dagger. And the reason why this meta is so strong is because the defense ultimates from the supports are just really strong. Like with Luna, you have basically 12 seconds of immortality. Cloak and Dagger, same thing, you have immortality when you're stepping in Cloak's ult. And with Mantis, it's pretty much the same as a Luna ult, but you get a speed buff and infinite healing, and it only lasts as half as long as Luna's ult. But you do have extra HP. I'm not gonna go over all the supports, but you can see why the triple support is pretty fucking strong. But now we know what triple support meta is. Now we're gonna talk about characters that actually can counter triple support. The first one might surprise you, but it's going to be Iron Man. Even with Hulk being banned almost every single game because people don't want to deal with the Gamma team up activation, Iron Man is still extremely strong. He does insane damage with his right click. He can easily farm his ult with his left clicks as well, which you shouldn't really use the left clicks as much because they're not really good and they don't really do as much damage as his right click. But the most important part about Iron Man is his ultimate, because it doesn't matter if it's a Luna, Invisible Woman, or a Cloak and Dagger. Iron Man's ultimate can pretty much one-shot anything, and I have saved games just by playing Iron Man when 2 supports using both their ults at the same time. Let's say Invisible Woman and a Cloak and Dagger. I see that, I would just go straight into them, press Q, boom. Iron Man's definitely still my go-to against triple support meta unless the enemy team decides to go hella on Punisher. Now for the second character is going to be Magneto. Magneto, probably one of the best tanks, mainly because he can solo against triple support. He's also like the biggest counter to Cloak and Dagger just because of his ultimate. His ultimate also a one-shot. So you've probably been seeing a lot of Magnetos just solo ulting a Cloak and Dagger, and that's pretty much what you want to do with Magneto. You just want to solo ult Cloak and Dagger and you will save so many games. So now for the next character is going to be Moon Knight. Moon Knight does insane burst damage, which really catch a lot of supports off guard, especially if you just throw an Ank and then just spam into one support. You can pretty much insta-kill them almost. But with a lot of supports that are playing triple supports, what they find extremely frustrating is the Moon Knight ult, because Moon Knight ult happens instantly before even his voice line is said, and you can catch a lot of supports off guard. And even for me as a DPS player, even it catches me off guard because it just happens so quickly, you just almost die to it instantly. And now this is not really characters, but you can also go triple support against them. So let's say if you're a DPS main, I would actually highly recommend playing Loki, because Loki, the best thing about the character, he's very diverse with his ultimate. So I can copy a DPS, I can copy a support, and depending on the situation and what's happening in the game, I can go, copy Luna, so we have like 24 seconds of immortality instead of having 12 seconds. Or let's say if I know the supports used all their ultimates, I can copy a DPS and try to carry as much as I can for that fight. So now we learn what triple support is, and we learn what characters can counter them. Now I'm going to teach you guys what to actually do in game, and I'll give you guys some tips and tricks. So the first tip is going to be forcing the supports to use their ults. This can literally change the outcomes of games. For example, I play a lot of Star-Lord, and I know that I am not going to beam a Luna or a Mantis out of their ult, or even a Cloak and Dagger. But what I will do is I'll use my ult to force out their ult. So let's say if we win a fight and they're just coming back from spawn, I will use my ult on a support to force them to use their ult. So let's say Luna, for example, she has the strongest ult. So if I know she has ult and my teammate has a ult, I will just try to burst down the Luna as fast as I can. And most of the time I don't get the kill, but what ends up happening is because the Luna had to use her ult early, they can't save that Luna ult for a specific moment. Let's say if one of my teammates were going to use their ult that fight, it helps disrupt the flow of the supports, stacking their ultimates together. But trust me, once you start hitting higher rank and you stop trying to use your ult to make a fucking clip for TikTok, you will win games way more just by doing this. And for the second tip, and it's going to be focusing on what supports are they playing. Are they playing Luna, Mantis, Cloak and Dagger, or are they playing like, something more like Raccoon, Cloak and Dagger, Mantis? And the main reason for the question is because some supports can't support the other supports as well as the other one. So let's say if I go for the Mantis, it could be a very easy kill, but if the Cloak and Dagger decides to pocket the Mantis with the Raccoon, it's going to be almost impossible to kill. But let's say if I go for the Cloak and Dagger and the Mantis has no more leaves or no more heals, it's going to be way easier to kill the Cloak and Dagger. Obviously, she might have invisibility and she might just use that to escape from me. But when she doesn't have it, she's pretty much just as dead. And that's why it's really important to focus on what support abilities have, and you should try to test the waters of what you can get away with and what you can't get away with. Good target prioritization on a specific support and having the game sense to know which one you should focus on is definitely going to help you counter triple support. Every game is going to be completely different, but if you know how to look at the support lineup and be able to precisely know who you should go for, then you would definitely win a lot more against triple support. And for the third tip, it's going to sound pretty obvious, but it's play your life. The main reason why I have to say this is because I do still see a lot of people, even in GM, make mistakes of kind of playing way too aggressive or way too ambitious, thinking they're going to get a kill, but it's triple support. Chances are 50-50 you're not going to get the kill. So playing for your life is way more important, because with triple support, because there's so much sustain and healing, what ends up happening like 90% of the games, it becomes more of an ultimate standoff where people are just pressing Q and just praying that something just hits and lands. Because it's triple support, most of the time it's going to be 3 defensive ults that you're going to have to be dealing with. Play your life and try to survive as best as you can. More chances, if your whole team's alive even after everybody uses their ults, you probably have way more chances of winning that game because they just don't have enough damage. Even though triple support is extremely strong, you can make it work against it. That's pretty much the whole triple support meta. It's just fighting for your ultimates and then just spamming Q. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry guys about the lack of content. I've just kind of been doing my own things, been pretty busy, but don't worry guys, I'm going to be coming back more with Marvel Rivals content. We also hit Celestial recently as well, so I'm pretty happy about that. But if you guys would like to see more tips and tricks, guides, more videos, drop a like, share, and I'll see you guys soon. Peace.